When you are facing a mesothelioma diagnosis in 2026, one of the most important legal decisions you will make is whether to join a class action or file an individual lawsuit. While many people hear the term class action in the news, it is critical to understand that for asbestos victims, the individual lawsuit is almost always the superior path for securing the maximum possible compensation. Today, we are breaking down the major differences between these two legal strategies and explaining why an individual claim in 2026 typically results in significantly higher payouts for families. To start, let us define what a class action lawsuit actually is. A class action occurs when a large group of people with similar injuries sues the same company or group of companies together as one single unit. While this might seem efficient, it often results in a one-size-fits-all settlement, where the total award is divided equally among hundreds or even thousands of people. In contrast, an individual lawsuit is tailored specifically to your unique work history and your medical diagnosis and your family's financial needs, because no two cases of asbestos exposure are exactly the same. The legal system in 2026 favors the individual approach to ensure that justice is truly served. The most significant difference between the two is the amount of money you can expect to receive. As of early 2026, the average settlement for an individual mesothelioma lawsuit ranges between $1 million and $1.4 million. If an individual case goes to a jury trial, the average verdict jump can be even more substantial, ranging from $5 million to over $11 million. However, in a class action, the payouts are often much smaller because the money is spread across so many people. Some past asbestos class actions have resulted in awards as low as a few $1,000s per person, which is nowhere near enough to cover the modern cost of mesothelioma treatment, which can exceed $400,000 per year. Another major factor to consider is the level of control you have over your own case. In an individual lawsuit, you and your family are the ones who decide whether to accept a settlement offer or proceeds to a trial. In a class action, a lead plaintiff and a team of lawyers make those decisions for the entire group, and a judge must approve the final settlement for everyone involved. This means you could be forced to accept an amount that you feel is unfair simply because the majority of the group agreed to it. Furthermore, the timeline for an individual lawsuit in 2026 is often much faster than a class action. Individual cases can be fast-tracked by the courts due to the severity of the illness, often reaching a resolution in 12 to 18 months. Class actions are notoriously slow because they require the court to certify the class and notify every possible member, which can drag the process out for several years. For a mesothelioma patient who needs financial support for immediate medical care, this delay can be devastating. We must also look at the investigative depth that an individual lawsuit provides. When you file individually, your legal team builds a case around your specific exposure at a specific shipyard or factory or construction site. They identify every single brand of asbestos product you touch and file claims against each of those specific manufacturers. In 2026, an individual lawsuit can have over 70 different defendants, which allows your lawyer to stack multiple settlements together to reach those million-dollar averages. A class action usually targets only one or two major companies, which limits your potential for recovery. Most legal experts in 2026 agree that judges are increasingly unlikely to even certify asbestos cases as class actions because the medical symptoms and exposure histories of victims are too diverse. This is why top-rated mesothelioma law firms almost exclusively file individual claims for their clients today. By choosing an individual lawsuit, you are ensuring that your story is heard and that your specific suffering is acknowledged by the court. You also benefit from a dedicated legal team that is focused entirely on your family rather than managing thousands of different clients at once. Remember that these top firms work on a contingency fee basis, so the cost of filing an individual lawsuit is the same as joining a class action, which is $0 upfront. You only pay a percentage if you win your case, so there is no financial reason to settle for the smaller payouts of a class action. In 2026, the individual lawsuit remains the most powerful tool for holding negligent asbestos companies accountable and securing the resources your family needs for the future. Thank you for watching this Mesobook guide, and we hope this helps you choose the path that leads to the highest level of justice and support. One of the biggest misconceptions in the world of asbestos litigation is that joining a large group of people in a class action is the most efficient way to get justice. As we enter 2026, the data is clearer than ever that individual lawsuits are the primary path to securing the multi-million-dollar settlements your family needs, while class actions have largely become a relic of the past. Today, we are exploring why individual claims consistently outpace class action awards and how you can ensure your case is handled with the personalized attention it deserves. To understand the payout gap, we must look at the 2026 averages, which show that an individual mesothelioma settlement typically lands between $1 million and $1.4 million, while trial verdicts can exceed $11 million. In contrast, recent asbestos class actions have resulted in awards as low as $4,000 for some participants, with the high end of those group settlements often capping out at $300,000. This massive discrepancy exists because the class action treats every victim as a standardized unit, regardless of their specific suffering or their unique exposure history. When you file an individual lawsuit, your legal team is building a case that is exclusive to you, looking at the exact years you worked at a shipyard or a power plant or a construction site. They are documenting the specific brands of insulation and gaskets and joint compound that you handled, which allows them to hold multiple companies accountable simultaneously. In 2026, an individual lawsuit can name dozens of different defendants, each of whom may contribute a separate settlement amount to your total recovery. This stacking of settlements is the engine that drives individual case values into the millions, whereas a class action usually targets one single company and divides a fixed pot of money among hundreds of people. Another critical difference in 2026 is the role of the judge in certifying these cases. Judges across the country are increasingly refusing to certify mesothelioma class actions because the medical science shows that no IWL patients are exactly alike. Your diagnosis of pleural mesothelioma is medically different from someone with peritoneal mesothelioma, and your response to chemotherapy or the legacy of Dr. David Suberbaker's surgical protocols is unique to your body. The law recognizes that a one-size-fits-all settlement is inherently unfair to those with the most severe illnesses or the highest medical bills, which can now exceed $400,000 per year in 2026. By filing individually, you maintain total control over your legal destiny, including the right to reject a settlement offer that you feel is insufficient. In a class action, you are often bound by the decision of the lead plaintiff and a group of lawyers you may have never met, and the court must approve the final amount for the entire group, which can take years of administrative delay. Individual lawsuits in 2026 can be fast-tracked due to the urgency of the diagnosis, often reaching a resolution in 12 to 18 months, while class actions can languish in the court system for a decade. We also have to consider the factor of age.